Good evening. Welcome to the CHS Newsroom. I am CHSAmber Lipman, and I'm going to be taking you through some of this week's news stories, as well as some of the local, national, and global arts and entertainment headlines. The results of this week's vote have truly set out to challenge the meaning of the term confidence vote, as there is still very little confidence as to what the outcome holds for the future. Theresa May has, of course, won the confidence vote with 200 MPs with her and 117 against her, although many MPs and political journalists still suggest that she resign before the time comes. There is, of course, a suggested continued resistance against the negotiations, although this has not stopped Theresa May, as she has not paused to celebrate and has phoned directly to Brussels to continue negotiations. The EU remains steadfastly against any further negotiations of the withdrawal agreement, leaving the country in question deal or no deal. This does, of course, bring us to the question of how Brexit will continue with so many MPs still against Theresa May's negotiations. So I raise the question to you, what do you think of this country's future? Konstantin Kizin, a comedian originally from the Soviet Union, has recently sparked some controversy in rejecting a performance opportunity due to its no-tolerance policy at the School of African and Oriental Studies here in London. The school asked him to sign a behavioural agreement form restricting topics such as sexism, racism, and homophobia, and Kizin argues that such restrictions really challenge freedom of speech and the opportunity to seek truth and pursue experiences. The campus's UNICEF Society has since apologized and assured the public that they were only interested in maintaining appropriateness for the audience, as they are a children's charity. This is, of course, just one of many instances over the globe in which the boundaries of safe space are contested. So we are interested to hear your thoughts and how you think the boundaries should be regulated between experience and safety. Hungary has recently passed a rather controversial law being referred to as the slave law, which allows Hungarian employers to demand more overtime from their employees. This sparked a rather loud cry of defiance from the heavily outnumbered defeated party, involving sirens, whistles, and shouting. This law, in passage with recent others, have provoked resistance to the Hungarian Prime Minister's actions, as many believe that he is attempting to seize more power than is necessary. It is expected that this action will also place him on a further collision course with the European Parliament, who have already promised action against similar legal issues raised by the Hungarian government. It does, however, remain to be seen just how many Hungarian employers intend to take advantage of this new act. Heated discussions regarding the future of the UK and the EU continue raining fire, but they are not the only topics heating up the planet. There have been continued discussions regarding climate change at the UN climate talks in Poland. These negotiations have reportedly made some progress in negotiating the Paris Agreement rulebook. These largely pertain to technical matters regarding reducing carbon emissions and providing greener technology for poorer countries around the world. It is a difficult task, but an important one as the global temperatures continue rising. It is reported that the world has already risen 1 degree Celsius since the Industrial Revolution, which doesn't sound like much, but could have a severe impact, particularly on the warmer climates of the world. It is reported that with just another 1.5 degrees Celsius rise in temperature, the planet could be in severe trouble. These particular talks are set to finish either tonight or tomorrow morning, although negotiations are still sure to continue. The British military chief, General Nick Carter, is warning of other global tensions similar to those pre-World War I, and is particularly concerned with the future safety of the UK. He notes a particular parallel in heightened political tensions and terrorist activities, and is also concerned with the rise of power in already powerful nations such as Russia and China, which may have already researched the UK's weaknesses and developed efficient warfare technology. There is finally the concern with the lack of general public interest. It was reported that 5% of 2,000 people recently surveyed about World War I believe that the bloodiest battle of World War I was the Battle of Helm's Deep, a fictional battle from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So we ask you, do you feel that the UK is threatened, and what can we do to make the general public better aware?